but there's so much more to do. There's so much more to do. So that's my inspiration for Real MG. I really want to inspire and motivate women to rise up to those leadership levels. We have it in us. We are born leaders, and it's our time. The future is women. I always say that.
Ah, mas soulmate, como a gente se conecta, né, com essas vivências. E por que então isso é importante agora, né? Why is it so important? Por que isso é importante agora da gente falar desse assunto?
So I think that now more than ever, it's important. More important is we've been in this pandemic for the last 2 years, and I do believe that it was hard for everybody. It was hard for a lot of people, but I think that the one group that really suffered, both professionally and personally, were women. Because more women work in different industries that were really, really affected by the pandemic, like hospitality or domestic roles. With the shutdowns and the decrease in travel, many women found themselves out of work. Women are also the primary caregivers, whether it be children, elderly family or friends, nurses, or personal care workers. Their lives were hugely impacted, and the pressures from working remotely for their careers and having to be home, homeschooling children, and in some cases elderly family members, taking care of them. It became really overwhelming for women, especially in their careers. So many women didn't know where to turn. Many just threw up their hands and left their careers entirely because they just couldn't cope. Creating a women's network where they can be heard, appreciated, supported, do what's best for them was just a way to keep their sanity and their faith. Just giving people that hope for the future and giving them something to look forward to in times of uncertainty. I believe that you can't pour from an empty cup, and we need to build each other up, and it was the right time. I had Zoom calls that I pivoted, obviously, like everybody else. I pivoted and created Zoom calls for our network, and more women contacted me and said how important it was to be part of this. They felt like they weren't by themselves, and they felt that they could get through it. I talked a few of them off the edge. They were ready to just give up and just kind of crawl into a ball in the corner. And so for me, knowing that this little thing that I'm putting together, and of course you as well, Alyssa, it's really making an impact, and it's making a difference for women, and that's why it's so important.
I feel, a gente percebe, né, o poder importante de criar conexões nesse momento. Agora, nem sempre a gente enfrenta, espaços assim amplos de crescimento, muitas vezes são obstáculos, e aí existem pessoas que não acreditam, né, nesse poder de redes femininas. Como é que foi para você? Você enfrentou muitas barreiras, né, de pessoas que não queriam grupos femininos? Como foi esse processo na sua criação?
Yeah, so when I get, and I do get some objections, sometimes it comes out as a joke, and it's not really funny. When I used to do my women's sessions at our conventions, some of the men would be, "Why are you having a women's session? We should have a man's session." And I would just laugh in their face because, have you looked around? Have you looked at the speakers? It is a man's session. We just don't call it that. I hope that there will be a time where we don't have to say women's session, it's just a session, right? We're just not there. We're way off. So yeah, what I think it is though is it's not even that they dislike having a women's only group. I think it's more that they don't understand the need for it, right? They're not aware that there is an issue or that women experience unique challenges being a woman in real estate or in business for that matter. I was just at a convention in Las Vegas last month, and I looked around and I saw the keynote speakers, and then there wasn't one woman on the stage. And I mentioned to a man that was speaking with me and asking me about Real MG, and I used that example. I said, look around. There's no woman represented here. Yet we make up more than half of the realtors. And he didn't even realize it until I pointed it out. So, it's just, they're not aware. So, we just need to create an understanding that it's not against men, but it's more so an us and men, an inclusion of both. Women are a natural complement to men. That is why we exist together, obviously. And we try to separate the two, or when we try to separate the two, this is where there's a disconnect and a struggle for control. And it has no place in business, and it should always be treated as a collaboration. Because I think that sometimes we work from a mindset of scarcity, and we need to work from more of a mindset of abundance, because there's enough out there for everyone. And we're not trying to take anything away from anybody. We just want to work with other like-minded individuals that understand our unique differences. And I just feel that women like to be with other women because they don't want to be ridiculed, because the men really don't understand it. And unless they're really open-minded and really make an effort to understand, that's always going to be a challenge. So.
Como é incrível a gente perceber, né, essa conexão aqui Brasil-Canadá com uma mulher global, como a Michelle trazendo aqui pra gente. Agora a pergunta é como que as mulheres podem se envolver, né? Como é que a gente se envolve nisso? Qual que é o caminho?
I think that companies should have more women in leadership, because it's statistically shown that when more women are in leadership roles, companies outperform their competition and are more profitable. So that's a win-win. Like, who doesn't want, what company is in business not to be more profitable, right? I think when women become leaders, they provide a different set of skills. They're imaginative, perspectives, and when it comes to structure, they're more culturally diverse, and they drive effective solutions. In business, from a business standpoint, there's an awareness to the finer details. We see things that men sometimes just don't. I think that it's important that we have women leaders to pave the future. Women, as women they've always been in the workforce, but more and more women enter the workforce, they need to see other women in leadership roles. They need to be inspired by other women in leadership roles, so that they can see that they can do it as well. Like, I always use the term, you can't be what you can't see. And when you see women in leadership roles, you're like, I can aspire to that as well, right? So it's essential for our evolution, like our human evolution, to see more women in leadership roles. I think that women provide unique transformational ideas to the business. They are great with working with teams. Women tend to be more cooperative, more nurturing, less authoritative. I think women just demonstrate more leadership values. They're more honest, compassionate, outgoing, creative. Not to say that men aren't like that, but they tend to not be as more in tune to those values. Because again, they're working with that masculine energy. I think that business-wide communication is enhanced because women are great communicators. Yes, we like to talk a lot, most of us, and it's because we really want to develop those deep connections with people. I think that women in leadership roles is there's a better financial outcome, as I said before, and this is important for gender parity and diversity. There's just a new outlook, fresh outlook on perspectives when you have women involved. Things that men, like I said before, aren't necessarily aware of until you bring it to their attention. I think women leaders are better mentors. They empower young, bright minds, the next generation. I also think that women are we wear many hats. We're natural multitaskers. So we can get more done in less time and less explanation. And I think that it's really important to have women in leadership roles because we need to close that gender pay gap. So we can transform into a gap and more into an opportunity. So those are all of my reasons why. There's many more, but I just think that it's missed opportunities when we have women that are in leadership roles all around.
Uau, acredito que aqui deixou toda a nossa audiência já com bastante presente para sair daqui com uma boa forma de expressar por que isso é importante. E para terminar, eu queria que você deixasse uma mensagem final aqui para a nossa audiência que está aqui escutando, conhecendo o seu trabalho, recebendo aqui a sua energia. O que a gente precisa sair daqui? Que mensagem você deixa para a nossa audiência?
So, I'd like to just leave with, women can get more involved. I've just started my Real MG networking. I did have it for my former company, but I opened it up so that it's non-branded. So anybody in the real estate industry can be involved. And it is membership based, so there is a monthly or yearly membership. But my main goal is to get back to in-person networking. And I know that's going to be hard for me to be in all of these different places, but I'm assembling, ambassadors for each country so that the messages can be translated and, the cultural differences can be addressed in each country. So that is coming. I have just started. Most of my members are here in Canada. I have a few members overseas and in the US, but most of my members right now are in Canada. And, we want to just create this global entity of women coming together and doing great things together, helping each other through challenges. I believe there's no point in reinventing the wheel. I think I think people in general, women and men, love to share. I want to showcase women doing great things in their countries and wherever they are, their local areas. And, just show that a career in real estate is an amazing option for women as long as they have that support, right? Being in real estate does offer you a lot of flexibility. You're an entrepreneur. It's your business. You're building your business your way, but you also have to have that support from others to grow. you can't do it by yourself. There is no I in team. So, you know, if anyone's interested in joining our network or finding more about our network, I love hearing from people. You know, Alyssa, you and I met through mutual contacts and so many years ago, and now here we are speaking. We're so aligned on things that we want to do and we want to create for women in real estate. So I'm super thrilled to have been invited to speak with you today, and to the ladies that are here for your conference. And yeah, let's do this, ladies. There's nowhere else to go but up. So let's work together to do that. And I'm here for any questions, and I'd love for you to follow me on all the social media channels. I'm all over the place: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and on TikTok. I'm starting on TikTok, but I'm not too sure about yeah, so I'm pretty easy to get in touch with. So that's it.
That's so amazing. That's the real power wave. So esse é o verdadeiro poder como, né? E tem aquela frase que eu gosto de usar aqui: não adianta competir comigo, se eu também quero que você ganhe. So that's the real connection that we create together as this beautiful women network globally. E essa verdadeira conexão global que a gente faz com mulheres aqui, Canadá e Brasil. So Michelle, thank you so much to be here with us. Here with you virtually, but here with you with this amazing female audience also, and spreading a message. So you know that we have here all your support from Brazil. So estamos aqui para te dar todo o apoio do Brasil nessa rede global. Thank you so much. And muito obrigada. Continuamos aqui com a programação do Soma 2022.